Hi, Travis Dagger with Cornerstone Properties, talking today about short sales. So first of all, what is a short sale? Well, the short is the bank, the lender, coming up short, getting shorted, taking a short on, taking it in the shorts on their loan. So it's when somebody is underwater, they owe more than the property is worth. So they owe $250,000. The property is worth $200,000. This has happened quite a bit in the last 5-10 years, depending on what area of the country somebody lives in, and when the crash really hit, probably 2008 to 2010. And generally the areas where the property values had gone up the most, they're the ones that they went down the most. So in Oregon here, it was Bend. At one time, Bend had the highest appreciation or the fastest growing values in the whole country. And then it also went down very hard too. And it's come up some, but certainly not all the way. So as that type of phenomenon happens across the country on a big scale, we see an increase in short sales, but there's always going to be short sales. And they really started, probably 10 to 15 years ago in as kind of a common thing. So when somebody has missed one or more mortgage payments, so they're in default or they're delinquent, they're late on paying their mortgage, then they qualify to do a short sale. Banks or lenders won't start the short sale process if somebody is current on their mortgage. Why would they? It doesn't make any sense. So that's the first criteria. Once somebody is late, then and of course they don't remedy that, then they can start the short sale process. Now, the banks do require a real estate agent to be involved in the short sale process. Here's the reason why. They want, at a certain point in the process, we'll talk about, they want that property to be listed on the MLS, the multiple listing service, so that the most number of people, in their mind, the most number of people have access to, can see, can make an offer on that property, thereby allowing the bank, the lender, the investor to get the top dollar. Now, short sales in general, they could be a property that's in great condition. They could be a property that's in very poor condition. Usually, they're towards the end of the spectrum where they need some work. Because, right, if someone's having a hard time paying their mortgage, they're probably also having a hard time fixing the roof. So that just kind of makes sense. So the short sale process starts with the bank requiring a whole lot of information. They're going to need the last 2 years of W-2s or 1099s. They're going to need tax information. They're going to need a hardship letter, basically just an explanation of why you're not able to pay, and submitted as a package to the bank. Then the bank is going to send an agent out to do a BPO, a broker price opinion. It may be just from the outside. They take a picture of the house. They may actually go through the house, but they're going to give the bank what they think it's worth in its current condition. It may be accurate. It may not be accurate at all, but that's what they're going to use. Then they're going to go ahead and list it with an agent for sale at that price. And of course, then it's like any other property listed for sale. But then once they get an offer, then they're going to submit that to the bank, and it just takes a long time because the bank is going to have to do all kinds of things with that. So people that are buying a short sale, or people that are selling a short sale, or selling their house as part of a short sale, are going to need to be prepared for that. They can take 6 months. We've had one that took 12 months. Not at all uncommon, because it's just not part of that regular process. There could be many disputes going back and forth with the bank and the offers and the values. But in the end, what happens, if it's successful, is the seller, the homeowner, is able to walk away essentially and not be responsible for paying that. Now, there is, and there has been at various times, and I think right now there is not a deficiency judgment, but laws always change. Deficiency judgment just means the bank could come after the person for the difference, the forgiven debt. They may be liable for reporting that as income on their taxes too. So in that example where the property's worth 200 and they owe 250, and let's say they end up selling it for 200, they're short 50,000. The owner, the seller, could be responsible for paying taxes on that $50,000 as if that was income, because it's a forgiven debt. I think that's pretty much it as far as short sales. Of course, damage to somebody's credit is always going to be less. It's better to do a short sale than to just keep not paying and then have the bank start foreclosure and then foreclose on it. Then it really messes up somebody's credit. But at least with a short sale, it's a lot better than having to wait 7 years. Maybe it's a few years that someone has to wait to be able to get a house again. So hopefully that makes sense. Short sales are not simple. They're kind of their own little niche. And that's why it's really important to find somebody who knows short sales. So if you have a property that you are behind one or more mortgage payments, you need ideally two things. You need an agent who has a negotiator that negotiates short sales, and that's the only thing they do. Because real estate agents in general are only experts on certain things, just like an attorney or a doctor is an expert on certain things, and short sale is really its own animal. So you need an agent with a negotiator like that, and then you really need a buyer that knows short sales too, because your average buyer will make an offer, and when they start seeing all this back and forth and all the headache and the paperwork and how long it takes, they're going to fall out, and you're going to have to restart from the beginning. So a buyer that knows short sales, that is prepared and knows how to participate, how to play the game, is critical. You really need those two things if you want to sell your house quickly and effectively with a short sale. So if you have any questions about that, call us anytime. If you do have a house or you are in a situation like that, give us a call. If nothing else, we can just kind of assess your situation and hopefully give you more information than when you started, and help you out that way. So thanks. Travis Daggett, Cornerstone Properties, signing out.